win. You're in the bro army. You're in the bro army. For life.
Glorious.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT The Game Season 1, Episode 14. It is me, as always, Mikey Bro, here with the one, the only, the topless, Kevin Bro!
I don't have a shirt on.
He doesn't have a shirt on. We're going to get straight into the action, folks. We are short on time tonight. Now, terrible news, Cohen. Adam Cole is getting called up. Dude, can I, don't bury the lead. We're going to get straight into it, guys. We have a very quick, rudimentary show. We're 4 episodes after tonight away from NXT. If you want to get it, Cohen, go ahead and go grab it real quick. All right, we're going to open the show off with a decent match where the Irish Ace, the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Jordan Devlin, defeats Jake Atlas in a great match, 13 minutes, 54 overall, Cohen. The color commentary lifted the match. The crowd got the crowd hotter. Start the show off strong, 33 and 57 for Atlas and Devlin. And tonight, by the way, will be the last show we ever use Mauro Ranallo. Starting next week, it'll be the guy we stole from NJPW, Kevin Kelly, 54. Next up, in a poor match, we have Mia Yim defeating Shotzi Blackheart with the guillotine choke in just under 6 minutes. We get a 39 rating here, a 43 and a 28 for Yim and Blackheart. Hartley Jackson was terrible. WWE,
call him up.
Call him up. 39 overall here.
Hey, but give us this man, Aleister Black.
All right, Cohen got Aleister Black. We'll go and show him real quick. We've been looking for this figure for a good
4 months, 5 months.
4 months, and we finally found him.
Ever since he came out.
So super excited we got him. All right, let's keep going. All right, next week on NXT, the women who distracted Charlotte not only at NXT TakeOver in Your House, Cobro, but at last week causing the Queen to lose her NXT Women's Championship. Tessa Blanchard will be here and in action on NXT. Hartley Jackson, WWE.
Call her or him up.
Yeah, call him up. 61
call
though.
Him up.
Tessa Blanchard by herself. Strong segment. So very excited. All right, next up, the camera flips on and we see our newest member. Oh, by the way, shout out to Maxwell for figuring this out. The camera flips on and what we see is our newest member to the NXT roster, backstage interviewer, Melissa Santos. Melissa Santos says, "Hello, everyone. I'm here with Dakota Kai, who requested a few moments to speak." Dakota Kai walks up with Raquel Gonzalez as the brief Tessa Blanchard promo was playing again. Now, you can see we have text keep on going. What you want to do is you want to right-click on the box, and then you're able to tab down. You can't scroll down, but you can tab down.
So Dakota does work.
Right. So Dakota Kai says, as you see of our text being a little shrunken, Dakota Kai says, let me do it from here. No, I got to have it clicked. Okay. Dakota Kai said, "You see, Melissa, this is what I'm talking about. Tessa just signed with NXT, and they're rolling out the red carpet for her. Well, I've been here for over 3 years. Not only that," says Dakota Kai, "despite quote-unquote distractions as they be, I was booked against Tessa in her big hype debut, and I won." Distractions outside, of course. As we recall, Raquel Gonzalez distracted, and Tessa Blanchard, I think many were surprised that she actually lost to Dakota Kai here. But it was for a reason. Dakota Kai says, "So next week, I'm issuing a challenge to Tessa again. You're getting more time on television than myself, or most of the girls in the back. And you're getting preferential treatment because your father is. It's maddening. So I'll see you next week here in NXT." So Dakota Kai, Tessa Blanchard, rematch next week, 38 overall. This is our new backstage interviewer, Melissa Santos. She works for Impact Wrestling, Cohen. She's actually, I think, engaged or married to Brian Cage in real life, so that's kind of weird. 38 overall segment. Why is it weird? We'll never tell you. 38 overall.
But we do have a reason.
All right,
and I know why.
He knows why. He always knows why. So
I know everything in the series.
Anyways, and about that decent wrestling, Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan defeat Everrise when Lorcan pins Bartel with his flying blockbuster finish. Code of 50 overall for Burch and Lorcan versus Everrise. I'm very excited at that rating. 51, 39, 42, and 40 for Lorcan, Burch, Martel, and Parker, respectively. And Morrow, thank you for lifting the crowd, but we got to cross the fingers that Kelly can do the same thing here. So it's a 50 overall. All right, next up, we see the roaming camera seeing Jack Gallagher in the back excuse me, backstage, the roaming cameraman sees, I don't know what I put there. What's it be camera? Backstage, the roaming camera sees Jack Gallagher and the NXT Cruiserweight Champion Jordan Devlin talking. Gallagher is distracting him. So Gallagher, heel torn, poor reaction. We're going to go ahead and just turn him heel. Get it over with. Again, we haven't turned him heel, and as you guys know when you start your save, it's very random, so it is what it is. Gives a small boost to microphone. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
It's going to help because he's
been shocked. All right, well, it is what it is. We needed to get it out of here. I'm going to have to give him some money. The lack of interesting storylines was a problem. It cooled the crowd. but Amaro and them helps. WWE, Sarah Stock.
Call her up.
Yeah, man, these guys are terrible.
Terrible.
28 overall here.
Give us $12, dude.
Next
At least
up,
give us some.
in an extremely short match, Tegan Knox defeated Taina Arconti with the Vulture Culture Destroyer. No psychology, so it drifted. Cats, WB, call them up. 44-29 for Knox and Conley. 25 overall. Absolutely terrible rating.
Terrible.
Alright, next up we get hype for the main event. The #1 contender match to see who faces Karrion Kross at TakeOver for the North American Championship. Cameron Grimes, Keith Lee, Matt Riddle, and Timothy Thatcher tonight in the main event. So Riddle looked good. Grimes and Riddle look great with the crowd, which is great. Got the angle hotter. Alright, 43. Alright, next up we see Melissa Santos again, this time with Lucha House Party. Santos says, guys, next week you have a match with the NXT Tag Team Champions James Drake and Zach Gibson, the grizzled young veterans. How are you going to approach that match knowing that a victory likely puts you in contention for an opportunity at the Tag Team Championships? Kalisto says, steps up saying he'll handle it for the Lucha House Party. Metalik and Dorado nod. Kalisto says, thanks, Melissa. When we requested you to come back to NXT, it was to get better. It was to improve and hone our skills. And improve and hone our skills we have. Lucha House Party, well, Lucha House Party has been very successful here in NXT since our return. And if you haven't noticed, we plan on keeping that going into next week against the veterans. You see, the grizzled young veterans are a very formidable team, Cohen. They are great professional wrestlers, but hey, says Kalisto nodding, so are we. So is LHB. So is the Lucha House Party. So how are we going to approach next week's match? Asked Kalisto. The same way we do every week, with hard work and training. And with a little luck, we'll even have a house party at the end of it. So again, the Lucha House Party need to have a little star power, but have fighting for so long. So apparently they were listed as fighting. That's okay. That was a mistake on my end. 36 overall there, Lucha House Party. All right, next up, and about that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. Kona Reeves and Jeff Cobb defeated Vink and Thorne when Reeves pinned Thorne with a tour of the islands. Cobb was above everyone else, not surprising. 52, 32, 34, and 42 for Cobb, Reeves, Thorne, and Vink respectively. Ryan Katz, WWE.
Call him up.
Yeah, dude, if you're going to take everyone else, take Ryan. I'm a crappy road agent Katz. The announcing match lifted the match quality, as did the color commentary, so 42 here. Alright, next up in the main event. In a decent match, Keith Lee defeats Cameron Grimes, Matt Riddle, and Timothy Thatcher in just over 2 seconds to be exact, when Cameron Grimes is pinned with Keith Lee's running big boy power slam. Grimes was the weak link. 39, 56, 58, and 49 for Grimes, Lee, Riddle, and Thatcher. You know, since we started this save, WB's calling all these guys up, so we're going to have guys already on the save just a couple weeks in that aren't even on the roster. But either way, it's a 58 here. Grimes, Lee, Riddle, Thatcher, with Keith Lee getting the victory over Cameron Grimes. Alright, as the bell sounds, Keith Lee has just defeated the other 3 men to become the #1 contender to the NXT North American Championship. And Scarlett comes out holding said championship with Karrion Kross behind her on the ramp. The 2 competitors stare at one another. Keith Lee, Cohen, remembered, In Your House issued an open challenge in which Karrion Kross not only accepted but surprisingly defeated Keith Lee at. And Keith Lee, after winning a match last week and winning a Fatal 4-Way this week, is going to get his redemption story here, as Keith Lee will take on Karrion Kross at In Your House. Well, he'll take him on at TakeOver. The next TakeOver, which is 4 weeks away. 39 overall. NXT North American Championship here will be defended by Karrion Kross. We're going to end it tonight. This was a terrible show. Let's see what we got here.
Terrible. 50. That's way too good. That's way too good.
50. I am shocked.
I'm
gonna just take it. So until next time, it is me, Mikey Bro, with Cohen Bro. We're gonna call him Topless Bro. Wishing you a
Boys.
rest of your day.
Hey.